Good afternoon. How are you today, EDOS? This is B Jax with Black Views, and today we're going to be talking about a few things that affect us as a people. As usual, I'm always going to pull out and we're going to expose those that are harmful to black people. Unfortunately, there are people out there that do not see black people as a nation. When I'm talking about as a nation, that nation that was conquered and brought here and made to do slavery and still have been unpaid for its strife. So these are the things that I will expose on a day-to-day basis. My thing is that we will expose the reasons why we need reparations. But today, I'm going to hit up on Jay-Z. Once again, Jay-Z is in the news this week. Jay-Z has some things to say about basically the reason why young black men are being killed by police. And I just want to say these are the type of things that black people need to be wary of when you have other rich black people that are expected to speak for black people as a whole. Okay, we got rich black people out here that are just saying things, making the masses believe that this is a world of tranquility and there's no issues here. You know, everybody has an equal opportunity. The way a lot of these black people think is that, hey, I got mine, so everything's okay. Must not be any racism. They let me work here. Well, this week we're going to talk about Jay-Z again. Talking about some things that he said in reference to single parenting. Basically, he was on a panel and he made some comments in reference to the reason why basically young black men are not respectful to authority is because they are growing up in single family homes, and basically these are the things that are getting them killed in the street. And it sounds like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because, since the beginning of the time, there's been people that grew up with a single mother, and there's no reason for the police to kill you. What it seems like Mr. Jay-Z is doing is he's going to be the filter. And if you're in IT, he's the router. He's going to be the router as to how the NFL will correspond with the black customer. Basically, he's going to be the filter. So any problems about black people or anything like that, or any accusations that come up, he's going to be the buffer, and he's going to be the guy that's going to speak, and then they're going to be done with that shit. See, all of this with the NFL is to save the plantation. You have to see the bigger picture here. They realize that there are other forces out here that want to create a league. Okay, they want to create a league that's respectful to people. There are other forces out here that want to put money together and do things for black people. So the NFL is getting smart. So they said, we'll grab Jay-Z up. Jay-Z is a respectable celebrity, and, his ratings are high. A lot of times, black people want to see someone like them succeed because we realize how messed up it is out here. So if we see another black person, get up on their feet, we're more inclined to be like, yes, do it, man, do it. Hoping at some point in time this person will turn around and glorify the black community. And that is honestly, ladies and gentlemen, what never happens. The establishment understands and knows who they're going to take their chances on and who they're not. So basically, this is probably something that maybe have been agreed upon. The NFL deal probably was something that was agreed upon months ago. Like, that's not something that they just came up with and negotiated it. This was part of a plan for Jay-Z to be in that upper realm of control that he can be used to control the masses, especially black people. Now that they find that, black people are talking back and finding new ways to communicate with one another, they're trying to get the king hip hop man to be that filter. Okay, because they understand he has a lot of followers, and no matter what Jay-Z do, they're gonna be some people that's gonna say, y'all hating, man, y'all jealous, man, that whole rap game bullshit, man. Let me tell you something, man. I grew up in that shit. I grew up in this rap game. When I say the rap game, I grew up as a customer listening to this shit, as a person that really listened to rap and listened to the lyrics and listened to the things they were saying. And a lot of times, you listen to some of these lyrics, you're like, what in the fuck? Like, what are they talking about? But we did realize that a lot of these kids was from the hood and they had opportunities to make it out of the hood. So maybe some of the things they weren't saying that made sense, but we thought that overall they would be putting a message out there for the youth so that the youth could have a voice as well. And a lot of rappers did. I mean, when you think about it, NWA, it was a very controversial group, but at the same time, when they first came out, this was a voice for an angry black youth, man. So Fuck the Police was like right on time. You understand what I'm saying? Like Fuck the Police was right on time, and what it did was it lit young black youth, exhale like fuck the police. Okay, regardless, even with Ice T made the song, Cop Killer. There wasn't an increase in cop killings or cops being shot at or anything like that. Once again, this was an avenue, a stream for young black youth that felt oppressed, especially during the time when we had the Rodney King rise. There's a lot of shit that was going on, man. And this was a voice, and that's all it was. You know, but a lot of us that listen to rap, we waited for the artists to come around to what was going on today, and it seemed like the shit took a left turn. Like right after Tupac died and Biggie died, the rap took a left turn, and then it went more towards exposing negativity of black people. Like they were taking, I mean, it's been going on for a while. I'm not going to just say right after Tupac and Biggie, but we're talking about in particular the rap game. How we got sold into it, okay? Sold into it because it had some type of rebellious beat to it and lyrics to it that made us feel like as a youth that, hey, we were able to speak out. That was more important than anything, saying what we needed to say. Then it got perverted with these new rappers that talk about absolutely nothing but fucking and crime and penis and pussy and ass. And I mean, this is all we're talking about today. All right. So it got kidnapped, and all the money is into talking about just straight killing and doing, I mean, ridiculous shit. All right. So we waited for rap to come around. Then finally we get a Jay-Z. You get a guy like Jay-Z, I never, honestly, to tell you the truth, there's a few songs that I like with Jay-Z, but I never liked his albums. I don't know what it is. I really did like Biggie. After Biggie left, I never accepted Hove as a replacement to Biggie, and that's what it seemed like what happened. And he did make a few songs that were pretty good, and I liked them, and that's just my personal preference. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't my number one rapper. I mean, I like people like Ice Cube. I like Public Enemy. I liked a lot of rappers. I even like Paris, man. For some of y'all, you might be young, you don't know who Paris is. Look that up. You know what I'm saying? The Black Panther. I mean, I listen to these songs because it filled the void for my anger, and knowing that there's other youth out there that were going through this, and not only that, it was therapeutic because it was a song, something you could chant. So these were rap songs, or the rap groups that I in particular listened to. Then you had Brand Nubian. You had a lot of rappers that came in with a lot of good content that spoke about being woke and spoke about being conscious, especially in America. You want to be conscious in the black community, you need to be conscious in America, period. Because your black community, man, listen, black people know what they know. They know what they grew up with. Even your coons, you got to have a little bit of understanding for it, because a lot of these people were put in positions in the only way they knew better. They didn't have anybody to talk them out of doing dumb shit. They thought that this was just their way of getting up in the world. But at the same time, you get a guy like Jay-Z coming around, he hits $1 billion, and you expect for him. I don't expect, because I know better, because this shit, since we've had celebrities, there's very few celebrities that stand up and say anything. Muhammad Ali, to me, was I mean, he was an exception because people wanted to see him fight. If people did not want to see him fight and knock other people out, I'm pretty sure Muhammad Ali wouldn't have had the stage and the platform that he had to communicate. And I think it was awesome because, like he even said, "Who am I? A boat and a yacht means nothing if I can't represent my sister for getting raped in a back alley." And that's some real shit. You know, unfortunately, we do have cowards. We have black people here that, you know, they just think about themselves. They're going to work every day. They're making decisions that they've been asked to make, and they're not thinking twice about it. They're not thinking whether or not they're helping white supremacy or not. You know, their mamas are telling them, don't worry about, fuck everybody else, do you. That's what they're being told in the black community. And once again, a community that cannot see themselves as a nation are slaves. If they can't see themselves as a nation, they're slaves. We have audacity to make, we have black people that make a lot of money, and they just don't do anything. A lot of that comes from fear, fear of losing their position, their status in life, fear of using their means, the ways of making a living, and to supporting their families. So there's a lot of fear in being one that speaks out. But goddamn, at some point, you know, do you make enough money to where, you know, I say as a millionaire, I can understand if you know, you're making minimum wage. I mean, you probably can never make enough money, but as billionaires and millionaires, these guys, I mean, do you make enough money to where you can start putting things in place to create? You know, when we talk this way and we talk about black media, nobody's talking about doing anything illegal or against the law. All the things that we talk of are about working together and doing things to better ADOS communities. You know, things that, and pointing out people that are in place of position that a lot of them aren't even ADOS. And they're speaking as if they're helping, but they're really not. They're not helping anybody. Okay? What they're doing is helping themselves. And unfortunately, helping yourself and being a representative or being a leader or being considered a black leader is not good. Like a guy like Al Sharpton, that motherfucker helps himself. I've had an opportunity to see him, when I say see him, observe him over my lifetime. You know, I've heard many things. People say that, you know, he's a FBI, he's a crook. But when you really take time over a body of work, he's a sleazeball. Because today, he represents homosexuality. He dances in the street with them. He does nothing. He says he does nothing for black people. And I'm gonna go on out and say that he listen. Whatever he doing, he need to stop, because whatever he think he's doing for black people is hurting black people. Him, Roland Martin, all these guys that get TV shows, that get up there and they start changing how they dress and shit. You know, they start changing how they talk. Next thing you know, they talking in the third person as if they're not even, you know, a person of color or black. I hate that word, person of color, because it doesn't say black. What the hell is a person of color going to do for black people? Nothing. A person of color is scared of black people. A person of color has been told to stay away from black people. A person of color has been told, stay in your lane. Don't say anything. Man. But anyway, back to Jay-Z. So this bastard going to sit there and say something basically that the reason why we're going through what we're going through is because single family homes. You know, Tone Talk said, and I agree also, he need to go back to high school. He need to go back to high school and get a GED, because there's certain lessons that are learned there. Like, I'm doing verbatim what Tone Talk said, like civics. There's certain civic lessons that you need to learn and to understand government, understand how it works. But you're being put in a position, and see, this is how white supremacy is going to work. They're going to put someone in a position that they feel that we like, or that we enjoy, and then they're going to try to get them to be like our leaders. Like right now, Jay-Z, as far as us looking at entertainment, looking at football, and anything coming from the NFL, he's going to be the voice. So they can't do wrong now. And then it's up to Jay-Z to sit there and determine whether this is a racial thing or not. And he's already let you know that he's hiding out for the racists. And when I say that, anytime you blame police brutality on a kid growing up in a single family home, and not that grown ass man with that gun on his belt, that taser on his belt, and that PR-40, that nightstick, I mean, there's a problem. And then when we get other important black people just take the blame off their shoulders and once again make this a black thing, or make this something that, you know, black people are the reason why we're dying out here in the streets and we're not shooting. And then to bring up the black on black crime, listen, even in the black on black crime, who fault is that? Who really, when you get down to the nit and gritty, who fault is that? why they're acting that way and why they're acting insane. The ecosystem, the environment that has been created for these people, Jim Crow, drug laws, black laws, redlining districts, stealing property, hangings. This is terror, man. It's been put on the people. What do you expect 400 years later with with lack of education and drugs as a form of occupation, no training? You got more money going out to immigrants and all kind of shit that's coming into America that's not American. America has totally abandoned ADOS, totally, and turns around and spits in your face. Racism in America was sponsored by the United States government. This is not, I mean, come on, man. I mean, they owe reparations. And I just want to talk a little bit more about Jay-Z. Like I said, Jay-Z is not a damn hero. And the only people that's seeing him hero out here are these black women. Not all black women, because guess what? They're not falling for this shit. Our sisters ain't falling for this shit. But there are some black women out here that's pushing him up, because there are black women that believe that successful black men is all that's desired. When I say successful, they really don't know what successful is. They think successful is having $1 billion or any bill being on TV. You got women that gravitate to that. Meanwhile, the black man that works a 40-hour job, he's not getting any attention. He doesn't get a home cooked meal. You know what he gets? He gets mouth when he comes home. But that's some sisters. That's not all sisters, because we in this fight together. Once again, I didn't want to make the video long, but I just wanted to inform the community that we have such a Jay-Z that's out here saying things that don't make sense, man. And white people are eager to listen to him. He's not a politician. He didn't go to school for social studies and shit. Okay? He's not a politician. He's not qualified to speak on all the issues that black people are going through, because he's not living them. He's not qualified to speak on these type of things. He's qualified to tell you how to rap. He can tell you how to make an album. If we wanted to talk to him how to make an album and how to make a rap song, yes, we can go to Jay-Z. But why are we going to Jay-Z for all these other political things that are going on in the world that he's not even ready for? He never said nothing coming up about it. What's he saying about it now? I don't understand. And I don't want to hear shit from Beyonce. She's doing the right thing by shutting the fuck up. I like Beyonce. We wouldn't be talking about Jay-Z. We wouldn't be talking about any of these celebrities if they didn't put their ass out in the media. So this ain't about hating. This is about somebody that's talking, that has the ability to help black people. But once again, when he's put in a position to say the right things, he's not saying the right things. You have to ask yourself, who is he surrounding himself with? Who is he talking to? What is he talking about? He can't be talking about black people issues, because when he has the opportunity to speak, he's talking about gibberish. It's almost like he's saying the things that white people want to hear him say. And that tells me we have lost Jay-Z. Jay-Z is lost. He's lost. Okay, right now he's all about homosexuality and loving everybody, not loving black people. For some reason, when black people get in a position of power, we stop loving us and want to love everybody else and make sure that everybody else feels comfortable. It's like a black man walking in a room with white people. You have to smile, you have to grin, you have to make them feel like everything's okay, or they're going to destroy you. And it's just that simple. And you would think, at least I would think, even after having 100 million, now let's think about $1 billion, but even after having 100 million, I would feel like I could say the things that need to be said. I would feel that I have enough monies to take care of my family, and I can say the things that need to be said, but you can't, and you won't. But you'll allow yourself to be used as a tool, knowing that you're slowly being pushed off the cliff. Because when they're done with you, they're done with you. It'll be someone else. Yeah, man. Look around, just see what's happening, man. Go down to your neighborhood, man. Just walk down the street. Walk down there and see who's running shit. You know, if it is a brother and a sister, that's good. I'm down with it. Even, you know, but it's not. It's some Asian, some other group that basically depends on you, black family, to pay their bills. Because their kids and their kids and their cousins and uncles, they come over this motherfucker. First thing they ask is, do they have a job? Yes, they do. They work at the golden egg roll. They working at the golden egg roll. Right now, there are people from other places that have jobs in your community that you can't get. Jay-Z's not talking about that. He's not he's not talking about the things that directly affect you in your community. If Jay-Z wanted to talk about single parenting, why is he talking about classes that single mothers could take to so that they can be better? He's not talking about anything to better the situation. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's $1 billion, but being a billionaire. I'm sorry. Why can't he get with other? Why can't he even talk to Bill Gates, man? And they get something together that's helping the, because I don't see the help in the community. I don't care what nobody say. You hear about Bill Gates, computers, and all this shit. I mean, people doing so much. Everybody's doing. I don't see it in my community. Kids need this shit. It ain't going on. Ain't going on here, man. Right after school, they dropping your ass off. That's it. They don't. Ain't even enough balls at the motherfucking gym, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even enough room at the gym for the kids in the community to go to. So, hey, then they'll talk about, he's talking about opportunity spots and all this shit. All the opportunity spots at the local malls taken over by the East Indians. Okay, so when you walk through the mall, it's like you walking through little fucking India with a whole bunch of trinkets and shit. Golden plated shit, no real shit, just a whole bunch of shit to get your money, black man. You got foreigners walking around with roses and shit. They see two black people talking. They want to sell you a damn rose, man. Get away from me, man. And I have understanding for the reason why these people are here and why they're trying to do what they need to do. But that shit is fucked up. How the white establishment spits in your face right before you. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But I really wanted to speak on that. Black people need to be aware this year when you go vote. If you ask me, I would just vote locally. Until you fully understand what presidential candidate is going to do something for you. Other than that, just don't be voting for people just because you feel the other one is evil. No, because when you vote, that means that when the Democrats or whoever that president is turns around and do the rotten things that they do to us, you're part of that problem. You really are. But what we really need to do is work internally. Black people can change overnight. We don't have to go to a carry out. Okay? Shit, go 5 days without going to your local carry out. Try something different. Be wise. You go in a nail shop, and they get to talking crazy, get up, walk out. Okay, leave that one. Even if you gotta go to another one, take a stance. Okay, ADOS, y'all have a good day. I love you. I want to say shout out to my little brothers out there. You know what I'm saying? My views. You know what I'm saying? Hit colors. Nasheed, very good. I saw that. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of brothers out here that I'm learning from too. And I'm learning, things about this world, not only about this world, but our history as well. Black men need to learn about your history, man. Trust me. Once you start learning about the things that they've done to us and that they doing to us, man, you start to see through the bullshit. I mean, it's like magic. You could just see it when it's coming. And that's why we gotta learn our history, because they're doing it again. And when you learn your history, then you'll understand why we need reparations. Hands down, it should need to be a conversation. The things that have happened to black people in America are just horrendous. I'm surprised the UN hasn't stepped in. Nobody is stepping in to save us. Remember that. So we don't have any friends, man. We don't have any friends, but we're together. We have produced everything that America has and that they possess. They sell our culture around the world. They sell, what is it? Have you ever seen, ancient Chinese historical features where they cascade that shit, man? They don't let nobody else get to that because that's their people. That's their ancient cultures, how they dance, how they do all that stuff. Everybody in the world has it. The Hindus, everybody has their own culture, but they sell our culture. How we dance, how we everything. Everybody, they sell it. They sell it off the top of our heads and we get no money for it as a people. So remember, we ain't got no friends, man. Don't be afraid because it is what it is. It's the truth. Anybody make it up. Just look at what they doing. Look what they doing now. Just look. Watch. Look at the killings, man. Look at the difference how they deal with, if you're not really sure and you want to contest, look at how they deal with white people and look how they deal with black people. Just observe. Use your own observation skills to make determination. Compare. And you'll see the answer is the same. There's no answers for why they do what they do. It's just pure evil. It's just pure evil, man. And if you keep running around here why they are the way they are and why they talk to you that way and why they calling us niggas and why you gonna kill yourself worrying about that shit. What you gotta know is that these are evil people collectively. It just is what it is. Like anything else, if you get one of them by themselves, they might be decent, because they might have to deal with you. But when they get in masses, they are evil fucking people. And they are on code. When white people are together, they are on code, man. They ain't got to know each other. In masses, they are on code. I've been there. I've seen it. I've had an opportunity, to be in their world. You know what I'm saying? Be in their world to where some people may call me a sellout. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I know how they operate. I know how they function. And that's why I'm here to tell my people. People never been on that corporate ladder. People never been in that green machine. You know what I'm saying? They're not, black people never, but they need to be informed. They need to know. And that's what black people are supposed to do. They're supposed to go up to the mountaintop and come down and give their people that information and let them know what's going on. But yeah, man, I'm trying to get to them brothers out there that's really like ignorant, man. It's some brothers out there that just don't know. That's who I'm trying to reach, man. It's some brothers out there that just don't know and understand why they're in the situation they're in. And some of us woke up before others, man. I wasn't always woke my damn self. I was thinking sick myself. But you got to learn about yourself. You got to learn about your people. And once you start to learn about your people and what they've been through, you got to understand who you are. Especially if you are a descendant of slaves in America. Descendant of slavery in America. You have a lineage. You have a duty to your ancestors to say something, to speak to another black person in a kind manner because his ancestors is your ancestors. They may have been cousins. They may have came on that damn ship together, man. At some point in time, we have to come together in how we move, man. Once again, we ain't talking about nothing illegal. We're not talking about anything illegal. We're talking about making a move to make things happen. Shit. 40 million black people with $1 is $40 million. You pay somebody, you can pay somebody $40 million to say the right thing, and they're gonna say it. I bet you they're white, they don't care. They'll say it. And that's how white money works. They put that money on black people. Black people don't care. They'll say anything against black people. That's how we got to put our money together. We might have to pay to get somebody to say what we need them to say. But we got to start. We have to start the family. We got to start somewhere, and it's going to happen because it's coming. If it isn't already happening now, in fact, it is happening now. And this is what the white media is scared of. They're scared of these voices that's going to counteract the programming that they're putting on our people. You need to be prepared when you watch TV every night. Sometimes you got to watch TV. So you got to see what they're talking about and see what they're doing. So you can protect your kids and know what they're talking about to your kids in school. Okay, ADOS, have a great day.